Hello and welcome to Survive the Unexpected with your host Frank Pacino and my best friend Amanda Bryan. And today we're talking about Big Brother 23 Week 2. Our thoughts on all that happened this week too. And Kylan was the HOH. How did you feel about this week? I mean, last week was very entertaining and chaotic all at the same time with the feeds and the episodes. How did you feel
Yes.
about this week?
Week two is still really good. I think that we got a lot of content. Not only with Frenchie being like crazy Frenchie, who was enough entertainment and story to do all on his own. But also we got to know more about the house guests that were in the house too. There are showmances that are forming. I think that it's like week two was a good next layer, like it's supposed to be into the show.
Yeah. One thing I really wish that happened going into week two is that Frenchie went for that extra week as safety. I would have been very interested to see how this week would have panned out if the Jokers had this week safe and they weren't
Yeah.
able to go up.
I think that one thing, if Frenchie had safety, I don't think he'd be able to compete in the next HOH. Well, I guess he wouldn't have been able to anyway, but he would have been safe. Do you think they would have targeted either, like, do you think they would have targeted Claire or not Claire? I'm sorry, on Frenchie's team, Azza,
No, because
Brittany,
they would
and
have his
Derek
whole team would have
F?
been safe
Yeah,
if
I
he
guess
would have
that's true.
if he would
Do,
have competed, the
do
whole
you
team would
think
have been safe.
that's right? That's right. They would have been safe. Well, they would have been no, because this team would have been up for vulnerability if he won it, right?
No, if he won it, both him and his team was safe this
For
week
two
and the
weeks.
last, yeah, 2 weeks. So it would have been entertaining. It might have solidified the slaughterhouse to be like a real thing,
Yeah.
but we could have got another Frenchie HOH, which I would have
Do you
been
think
all
that
for.
do you think that Kylan, Tiffany, and Claire would have been in trouble because they've already would have been a member down?
No, well, Kylan will say Kylan still wins HOH. I think he might stick with the slaughterhouse, and that might become
Mm-hmm.
a real thing. But everybody threw Frenchie under the bus and was not able to was put in a rock in a hard place. He pretty much was forced to put up Frenchie. It was a easy HOH for anybody who won Frenchie out, and that was
Yeah.
everybody except for his team.
I think that fits Kylan's personality though. I think that for him and the way that he is and his personality, a second week HOH was perfect for him to win because it's a nice, easy vote. There's still a lot of people to make it unanimous, for everyone to play nice and be on the same page. And Frenchie, like you said, was the perfect, obviously the next person to go home. And so it was really easy for him. But I think that was good for Kylan. I think
Mhm.
Kylan needed a good HOH. I thought that he did a good. I think that he did an okay job. We'll get to more on. I'll get more on why I think Kylan's HOH wasn't the best later. But I think overall it was fine.
Yeah, I
He
agree.
got his goal done. He got his goal
Yeah,
done.
I feel like
So
he had a serviceable HOH reign. He had a lot better compared to Frenchie's. This man knocked it out of the park. Let's just say that he had a nice, solid game plan. He didn't change. He didn't go around saying that he had so many targets and didn't put any of them up. And he just went with his first instinct and he stuck with it.
right,
The veto wasn't played. The person who wanted to go up, he put up and ended up going home. So it was a good HOH reign. He it was There was at the end those things I didn't like how he did about trying to gain favor, like pretty much I think was it with Brent Whitney and Derek and somebody else. Oh, who was that? Hannah, I believe, is on their team.
yeah, yeah.
Is it the Aces or
The
no?
aces or the aces is
Jack or I don't
uh
know. I don't remember which ones they are. It's one of the teams, and I didn't like how he was like, "Give me like 2 weeks of safety." Like, bro, your HRH training is like over. Like, why should I promise you anything?
no. He was literally one of the most worst. He was the worst game player I think I've ever seen on Big Brother. I think he literally had the worst like fall ever.
No,
Like
it
it
was
was it was awful.
it
It was
was
awful.
dumb. And then Derek X stayed and was like, "Don't worry, bro, you're safe with me, but I don't know about everybody else on my team." It's like, no shit. Like, what do I owe you Why
You
would I
tried to
get
get me out. You just
right?
literally just tried to get me out less than 7 days ago.
So I don't know. I don't. It didn't make any sense to pressure that deal at the end.
Oops, sorry.
No, you're fine.
That's
But
her.
yeah, it was like I said, it was a fine HOH reign. So let's just start with the first episode of the week, and the Kylan going around asking everybody, what should he do, and pretty much everybody said, Frenchie, 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 Frenchie. Tiffany was the first person to go tell to Kylan's like, you need to watch out for Frenchie,
Yeah.
and Tiffany was all over this whole entire week.
Oh yeah.
She's great.
She's amazing. Like her crying bit was just absolutely perfect. Like I can't believe that nobody has picked up that strategy in 23 seasons of Big Brother. I can't believe nobody has thought about it. And Tiffany's the first one to do it, and I think that it was genius, literally genius. Because I mean, I mean, you know how it is when like you walk into a room and someone's like falling apart, and I mean, like you don't know what to do or what to say, and so you don't want to be in that situation, so you leave. And how perfect is that to get everybody away from you so you can say what you want? Like I thought it was great. I thought
Yeah.
it was absolutely
So
great.
basically, she read Kylan's letter from home, and she pretended to be emotional. Goes downstairs and pretends to cry in Aza's lap, and I forgot who was in the room. They
Whitney walked in the room.
Yeah, Whitney walked and then
Or
walked out.
Alyssa, one of the two.
Yeah, one of
I
the
think it
they
might have been
walked
Alyssa.
out, and
Then it was like Brent.
they had sad music playing, and then as soon as everybody's leaving, she just starts laughing. They both start laughing, and they started talking.
It's hilarious.
She's in the dining room, was like, "I'm over here playing for show just because I this way I could talk to her one on one and tell her how I really feel. Nobody's gonna
Yes.
interrupt us if I'm crying." It's just there was a big idiot in our draft that drafted Frenchie over her, and I bet they regret that wholeheartedly.
Oh God. I didn't have French. There's no way. I knew Frenchie wasn't gonna win.
I didn't
There's
think he
just
was
no
gonna win, but
way.
I thought he might last a little bit.
Dude, like not to like jump ahead. But just really quick, like, did you see his face when he was like sitting in the chair talking to Julie?
He knew
Like
he wanted to cry.
he knew that when he got out of all this fake world, that the real world was gonna hit him fucking hard. You could see it in his face that he was scared. He was scared to get back in the real world and see what everyone was saying.
Yeah. But yeah, we'll go back to the beginning of the week. It was just fun bits here and there, and Frenchie talking to Kylan was great because Frenchie was like, what are you gonna do? And then Kylan looked at which I don't necessarily agree with, but he's like, yeah, I'm not gonna tell you anything. I don't have to. and
And he's not wrong.
he's not wrong, but you don't have to say it. You just gotta just act on it. You listen, you nod, you smile, you be like, yeah, I agree, put a point in here, point in there, and just keep
Still
your
be
cards to
friendly.
yourself. But if you flat out look somebody in the face and say, I don't have to tell you anything, that's not great gameplay. He did that to a couple people.
That's
And
true.
by saying that, like what's stopping from one of the people he said that to next week if they want HOH and be like, hey, what are you gonna do? I don't have to tell you anything, Kylan. And that's not a good relationship. I get holding your cards, but you don't
but you don't
say I'm holding my cards and you're not going to see my cards. You act
No.
like you're including people in the plan, and by holding your cards like that and pretty much saying, yeah, you're not going to see my cards, like it's like, whoa, okay, I guess we're not working together.
There was one plan that Frenchie did that I did like, and that was how he wanted to use the veto on Brittany and keep himself up because he wanted to talk himself out of the situation of going home and save them both. He mentioned that during one of his DRs, and I thought that was a good plan. It just frustrates me that he isn't able to do it. You know what I mean? Like, I think that Frenchie is smart enough and knows what he's supposed to do, but for some reason he just hits that gas pedal way too hard and spins out of control
Have you ever seen Up, the movie Up?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay, he is the dogs in the movie Up. They'll be doing this monologue, and then they'll go squirrel. Ball.
Literally, he gets distracted by everything, or he wants to I don't know. He's definitely different gameplay. Definitely gameplay I've never seen before. Did you see Derek F whenever we started episode 2 and after the vote count of Travis going home? Mm-hmm. And Was it? No, it wasn't episode 2, but
It
it was
was
like
the
after
first
Travis
episode.
went home.
Yeah.
Yeah, after Travis went home, and he's like, "Oh, I voted Travis or I voted for Alyssa as a joke. You voted as a joke? What do you mean? Did you get that? Remember him saying that?
Yeah.
It's like when the episode first aired, I was like, "What do you mean voted as a joke?" I've never. That's a new one.
Yeah. And
That's a new one.
speak of the hinky votes, there were a topic for for a little bit throughout this week, trying to figure out
Yeah,
who it was. Frenchie did ask Tiffany, "Hey, will you do this for me so that way we can pin it on Derek X and hopefully keep him as a target," which isn't a terrible strategy by his
yeah.
part. Um,
See,
it
like
wasn't.
he's smart enough. He just can't get it done.
Yeah. And Tiffany agreed and like, don't say anything. Da, da, da. But there was this intense scene where French is like, "Oh, I know who did him." And Tiffany standing right there in the room. And then she goes, "Why are you gonna say it to us and not tell us who it is? Why don't you tell us who it is, Frenchie? Like, call this bluff, like flat out in
So
front of like three,
fast.
4 people." And like she's one of the votes, and she pretty much said, "Tell everybody who they are then if you're gonna say something." Like, what? And he just like, "I'm not gonna say anything. I'm man my word." And it's just like,
He knew that she would have handed his ass to him. That's why.
yeah. So
100% why.
oh, it was great. Like I said, Tiffany was great. I think the only person who's catching onto her is Kylan, because we didn't
Yeah.
see him talking to X a little bit about, "Hey, Tiffany's smart. She scares me a little bit. I'm a little worried about her." This is the first and only person that has said that so far about
Yeah.
Tiffany is Kylan. So Kylan's definitely picking up on how smart and great she's playing
Social.
so
Yeah. And
far.
how great she's playing. Because she really is.
Hmm.
If Kylan was smart, he would get in good with Tiffany instead of making Tiffany his enemy. Do you know what I mean?
Yes.
That's my only thing with it. Like I said, there's a couple of points of Kylan's HOH that I really wish he would have done differently. Um, I don't I don't like how the teams went in there and he was pretty much holding the teams accountable, keeping him safe after the vote was over. Like this was before even Fritchie went home or anything.
Mhm.
So he was like, next HOH, if you win, like you keep me safe. And he was like expecting all of them to answer together as a group instead of waiting for them to talk it out together or by themselves. And I think that was something that weakened his HOH a little
Yeah.
bit. I think that he
And
shouldn't have put so many people on the spot.
yeah, and I
You know.
don't agree with the group mentality only for the fact
Mm-hmm.
it hurts your one-on-one connections and your one-on-one bonds. Like if you
Mm-hmm.
build them like, hey, I got your back, bro. Will you get my back next week? I will not. You will not see the plot. You won't be a replacement nom. I just need to know that you have my back next week. Just
Yeah,
in case you win HOH. No problem, man. I got you. You have those one-on-one conversations with people, and then people will
you
feel more
have to.
open about doing this sort of thing. But the team mentality, like not all the teams are united. Like everybody
No,
has their own game plan. Like
right.
everybody is trying to play their own game, and so it's just it wasn't the greatest strategy in my opinion. I'd liked him to had the one-on-one conversations with each team and do it that way and be like, "Hey, just so you know, I'm not gonna like make sure you do not see the block." And don't have that conversation with everybody. You do it with everybody. That's what Frenchie did, and Frenchie seen the thing. So you have it with a good portion of the house, and be like, I got you. You got me with select players, so that way you don't stretch too thin, and you'll be safe. Now, but like I don't know, it ended up probably gonna work out
It
for
just
him,
didn't.
but
No, and I think that one thing that saves Kylan is that he is likable enough with the house that he can make these little slips like this of where he's not thinking it completely 100% around it, to where he can save himself in that way. He's charismatic enough. People like him enough. You know, he's got a good friendship. He's got a good friendship with Hannah. He's got a good friendship with who was one that was like laying on his lap talking to him, Sarah Beth. Like he's got a good relationship with women. He's got good relationships with the men. He's a very, very nice, likable guy. I think that his charisma enough is going to be enough to carry him a little bit longer, even with little mess ups like this of
I,
like
I, I
making, calling groups out.
I'm not gonna lie, I'm not the biggest fan of him. He cries too much for me.
They're definitely making him play up the sensitive guy card, which
I
we
don't.
haven't had in a long time from a guy
I
character
understand that,
in
but
Big
like
Brother.
it's week 2, bro, and he's cried 5 times. Like, come on.
I understand. I
Like
like
he cried
Kylan.
when he got nominated. He cried when he won HOH. He cried when he read his letter. He cried when he nominated people.
Fair enough. Well, hey, we have now the new HOH. I don't think he'd be crying much, but
No, yeah, my man's draft pick. No, but one of my highlight of the first episode was Frenchie talking to Kylan, and Kylan saying, I'm holding my cards, and then Frenchie was like, nope, red flags up, and he immediately leaves the HOH room, stomps around, and goes into the room where Whitney and like other people are at, and goes, Slaughterhouse is over. I'm going up. I'm out. I'm out of this bitch.
done.
Da, da, da.
And
I'm
then just
done.
fucking walks out.
Before nominations even made, he's freaking out on everybody. You all throw me under the bus. I'm done.
And then I just don't understand. The fall was just so fast. And like, I know that we keep like, bringing Frenchie up like a dead horse, but God, he was just so much of this second week that we have to talk about it. Like, I just don't understand where the man's head was at all with any of this. Like, he literally played so chaotically, like to a whole level that I don't think anybody has played ever.
I think if you just took a breath and sat there and talked to people like,
Calm down.
hey guys, I might go up. I know my HOA training was a little chaotic, but I'll always be a target. Keep me around. Try to save me this week, and I'll return the favor. I know I was a mess last week, but that was a 1 week thing. I'm a new Frenchie. You could depend on me. Things like that. He should have started hammering home this as soon as
Yeah.
he got that vibe from Kylan to people, and started laying the groundwork to maybe, so that way if he got nominated, he might have a Brent in his corner or Whitney in his corner instead of burning those bridges right away. And he
Derek
has
F in
nobody.
his corner. He already had Derek F in his corner.
He already had Derek F in his corner. So, like, hypothetically, Brent got put on the veto. If he didn't freak out like that, Brent would have been probably playing for Frenchie.
Oh yeah.
So
100%.
that would have made a huge difference. So like he had certain aspects of the game okay. He just couldn't execute all of them.
I don't think Frenchie is the worst player in BB history because I think that he does have a little bit of strategy behind him. I just think that his execution is just zero. His execution is literally zero. And one thing that would have been great with him is that if he would have made it a little bit farther, he would have had horrible jury management.
Yeah.
Horrible jury management. So he would have been for sure non-win. Some people like playing that.
Yeah, I know what you mean. Yeah, he would have been a perfect candidate to sit the finals. Now, as a house guest, I completely get he was too much a mess to sit down and talk to and keep a leash on.
And what alliance member wants to babysit that the whole time? Like Derek, like we're gonna use Derek F because like literally that was his only like alliance, real alliance member where they both were, agreeing on they were each other's final two. Can you imagine Derek F's responsibility in carrying Frenchie through this game of like keeping his mouth shut? Like there's no way.
To be fair, when we played the Big Brother org, we played. Remember I forget his name, the chaotic player you and me wanted to keep him.
Oh, Jay.
Yes,
Jay.
So you were.
I think I still have him on Facebook. I think I still have him as a friend on Facebook. I have to look.
So like I wouldn't be opposed to carrying somebody. I would have done it with him. I was in his ear.
He told me that I guess he like was a cast on like a show over there in the UK. Mm-hmm. That was like Survivor. It's not Survivor, but it's like Survivor, but he was like on that show over there or something like that. He like sent me like a clip of him in there or something. I don't know.
That's cool. Yeah, I would like. So I might have been that crazy person that might have tried to keep Frenchie around if I had enough equity. I wouldn't now laid on the sword for him. It would have been a
hell of a chore.
But I would have tried it just for shits and giggles. I would have been in my diary room like, you guys, I'm sorry. I know you guys probably aren't fans of this, but I'm keeping him around. He's my final two, my ride or die. He's gonna give me $750,000. But that, and Brittany and Frenchie gets nominated by Kylan, and he nominates Brittany because he nominated Brittany because she was the only person that like really throw Frenchie under the bus, which is the truth.
I just want to ask Brittany, like, who would you rather be up against on the block?
Mm-hmm.
Who would you rather be up against the block? That's like literally the perfect person to be up against the block against.
Yeah.
Like, I don't understand. Of course, the house's perception of Frenchie is probably a little bit different than outside, and I understand that. But I just don't. I think that she should have just shut up.
Yeah.
Just shut up and just play it cool and play to Dr. Will for the week. And she would have been just fine.
Her diary room. Whoa, sorry.
I'm gonna win this veto, girl. You weren't even close, girl. You weren't even close.
You seen the boogie thing I sent you of her, right?
The bunkie thing?
The boogie.
Oh, the boogie thing, yeah.
Oh.
I said the bunkie thing. I was like, I haven't seen that one yet.
That was funny. But yeah, Brittany's crying and upset. She's like, I didn't even do anything. But like, he has some, like, it's a good reasoning. And Kyland's not aligned to her. It's not like they're in an alliance. So it's like, she's like, I thought I could trust him. And I'm like, why? You haven't had no conversations
nice
like
we're in
an alliance or anything.
That doesn't keep you safe. Like, being nice to people doesn't keep you safe.
Doesn't keep you safe. So like, it just made no sense to me why it was the case, but yeah, it is what it is. We get to we missed the wild card competition. Did you like it?
Oh, the
paint
the
one?
Croquet one?
No, the paint one.
Paint one.
Where they answer the questions and if they got it right, it was like the
sequence. Yeah. The only thing I don't like about it is that when Frenchie was doing his DR, you could see the paint on his hat. So I knew that he got at least 1 point, and I didn't like that foreshadowing. But other than that, it was okay comp.
Yeah,
I've liked the comps so far this season. I thought the comps so far this season have been pretty good. I like the Croquet one.
Yeah,
I like that. Go ahead.
I'm not gonna lie. I really wish they would like just bring in fans and just ask questions about old seasons. That'd be fun. A competition.
That would be fun.
At least they should have did that in All Stars. I liked it. I watched the Celebrity Big Brothers, and he's not a great player, but he was fun to watch when he played. So I enjoyed him play. And I was a really weird kid, and I liked Freddie Got Fingered. So yeah. So Tom Green is
I haven't seen Celebrity Big Brother.
It's something.
I hear it's not good, so I haven't seen it.
No.
Yeah.
The first season's better than the second season.
Oh, really? Oh.
In my opinion. But I've only watched them one time. So
I like scound Big Brother Reddit. You know what I mean? Like, I scroll through and like read posts and stuff, and I never see anything about Celebrity Big Brother on there ever. And so I'm like, if it's not even worth talking about on social media to each other, to other fans about, then it's probably not good on me.
The first season, the wrong person won.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Is that a hot take or everyone agrees?
It's pretty well known. They got the person who won was the more likable person.
Oh, okay. Fair enough. Fair enough.
She even expected. She was a fan of the show. She expected to lose because she thought he played a better game, but she won because she was the nicer person and lied less. Because
so it's 11. No, I'm sorry.
It was they could go. It went home. They weren't sequestered in the jury house, so like they seen the diaries and stuff.
Yeah.
So, but anyways, back on topic. We got a little tangent there.
Sorry.
The comps have been fine. The paint one was fine. Sarah Beth wins, and it was with Brent, Sarah Beth, and Frenchie. Sarah Beth wins, but the wheel was that you had to trade someone's spot with the winning team that week, and she decided to stay with her team and not do it because she felt safe, which was the right move, because if she takes in somebody's spot safety, you're ditching your old team. And you're already safe with Kyland. Like, she has a final 2 with Kyland. She's fine. She's not hurting to go on the block. So
no, I think, and I like that she was like, I like this. I feel good about this. I'm going to win this competition, and she did. She literally said to her team, you know what? I feel good about this. This is going to be my time to shine. And she went in and she did the thing, and then she knew when to step back. And not boast and not get on that power trip. I think that she has surprised me the most this season.
Yeah, she
Tiffany.
This week She really shined this week. You've seen her getting a
Mhm.
better placement in the house and with
Yep.
people, and it's just I really like her too. I feel like she's promising. I feel the women are gonna dominate the season
Yeah.
unless the guys start doing something this week.
Yeah.
If they
Which we saw Brent mention. He was like, he was like, there's, we need to go after these women.
and
And like everyone's like, oh, he's so
in front of
dumb.
Whitney, a woman. He's right in front of Whitney talking to
But
Christian. It's like, Christian, bro, we gotta get out these women before we're outnumbered. Whitney's like, yeah, I agree.
fucking idiot. He's a fucking idiot for that. But his idea is correct.
Yes,
His
his
idea is
idea is
correct.
correct.
But yes, I forgot that he did say that right in front of Whitney.
Right in front of her. And it's just it's like, bro, like
She must feel like everyone. I can kind of tell though that they kind of push Whitney with the guys a little bit. She's not as close with the women
yeah, she
as
really
she
likes
is the
Brittany.
men. Yeah, she does really like Brittany, but she's really close with Christian,
Mhm.
and she's really close with Brent
Mhm.
and
But I mean,
Xavier a little bit
I feel like she was really close with Brent. Now she's just kind of like, yeah, I really don't care for him.
because she knows that Brent's a target.
And
That
he's
her and
sexist
well,
asshole.
sorry, totally spoiler.
Pretty sure that's what she said.
That people do not like Brent right now. They're cool with Brent being a possibility to
I
go.
would have much rather had Brent go this week than Frenchie.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I feel like Brent is.
I'm sorry, guys. My back is really in pain.
We know what he is.
Yeah.
He's gonna be he's gonna win a couple of comps. He's gonna go out. He really not gonna have any leg to stand on, and he really like. Who do you see going to bat for Brent?
Whitney, if he can convince her to.
That's
I think that Brent is.
I
I don't
think
want
he's
to say
just
he's
dead man
not
walking.
liked. Yeah. I think his fate will be short in this game. There's
Yeah,
really
I just
do
don't
that
think
much
anybody
about
has his
it.
back. I just don't think anybody really truly has his back.
He's just not a game player.
No.
He tries to be.
But yeah, we so we get to
he could pull out a veto or HOH win as much as the next person. You never know, because we thought Derek X was in trouble. You know what I mean?
So we get to the veto competition. Derek X, Claire, and I believe Tiffany all got pulled. What'd you think of it? It was like you had to fill up your container and grab a key, lotion.
I liked it. I thought that it was really smart of the people to figure out the sequence and do it that way. It seemed to be the best way. I think that Brittany and Derek both were up there in time, so whatever that process they were doing really did work. And Kylan's process worked too. I thought that the times were really even.
Yeah.
I mean, like there were only like a 3-minute span between all of them, which I thought was really good. Like you're used to seeing Big Brother comps where someone goes like 3 minutes and then someone goes like 27 minutes. You know what I mean? Like,
oh, it was Alyssa, not Tiffany, by the way.
Oh yeah, Alyssa, not Tiffany. But it was pretty much even across the board. I think that the best time was like a little under 4 minutes, and like the worst time was like 7 minutes. So like that really isn't that bad.
Yeah. Derek X ends up winning the veto again. Do you think it was a smart move of him to win the veto again?
I think that no, it wasn't a smart move for him, but for some reason he still isn't a target.
Yeah. I personally would have felt safe. I would just thrown it because like
which is what Claire did.
Like Claire did. Like, and you know what? Frenchie staying isn't the end of the world for you, Derek X.
No, it's really not. No.
So like the only person that it's like really hurting for is like Tiffany, who has real information on. And also like Derek F. Like people who he has real information on, like, yeah, it would have been bad for him to stay for them. Yeah. But the people who he has no information on, what's he gonna do? Lie about you and everybody knows
no one's gonna believe him. Yeah, I was gonna say no one's gonna believe him. So the people that are true to him, that know that he's not gonna backstab them. But I tell you what, it would have been interesting to see Frenchie do another HOH. Yeah. That is one thing I really wish that we would have got to see, was him be able to do one more HOH.
God,
but,
I wish
beggars can be choosers.
I would have loved to seen it have his 2 weeks and then have him win HOH again and
I
have
think
3 weeks of
Brittany
safety.
is an easy go next though. Not next, but I think that she will go within the next maybe 2-3 votes.
Yeah, I think X might put her up.
Yeah.
I think there's a good possibility that I will get more on that who I think he should put up when we get there. But yeah, I think Brittany has a chance of going back up, honestly.
Yeah, I do too.
But yeah, Derek X is not going to use the veto. Why would he? But yeah, he did the right move not using the veto. But we get to tonight's episode, which was a fairly good one. Kind of a little bit rushed, but you know it is on eviction nights. Honestly, yeah. I'm over the first few evictions. Don't need to be live.
No, not really.
No.
I'm fine with it not. I mean, I'm fine with it not being live. It used to not be live.
Right. It takes up a lot of time for them to go in the diary room. Who are you evicting for? Frenchie. Oh, hi. Da, 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 da. Like, I don't care about your shout outs.
Do you know they're not supposed to do shout outs? They all break the rules and do them anyway.
What are they going to do to them?
Nothing. They know that. That's why they do it anyway.
So
I think if I could be completely wrong, but it seems like the rule is now you can only say something while you're leaving. Because what they do is they sit and they give their vote and they try to get up as fast as they can and they say it as they're going out. So I think that they might have changed the rules and said, hey, we don't care if you shout out, but you have to do it while you're leaving.
Yeah.
You can't do it in the chair. So it could be the compromise that they've done with it.
Yeah. The first, honestly, and to jury, make them recorded votes. We don't need to see all the votes.
No.
And, you know, and do a quick flash of like, edit, like so-and-so voted for who? Her. So like have it pop up on the screen. We don't need to see them physically vote, especially when it's almost a unanimous vote, both episodes.
We don't need to see them passing in the hallways.
No, doing a little stupid dance. No one cares to see that.
No.
It takes up so much time. It literally was one commercial break to another.
Do you think they keep it though because like that's what they've always done? But they did get rid of the keys, so I can't say that. You know what I mean? Because they used to do the key, the keys, pulling out the keys.
CBS is obsessed with live stuff.
Yeah.
They need to get rid of the live voting for like to jury, and then they can do live voting to the first double eviction. I really don't care about live votes. It don't make a big difference.
Yeah.
Because honestly, like besides Big Brother 20, when have we seen like a super split house in the first few weeks? It's
this season.
This is it. Not really, because everybody's still voting unanimously.
Yeah, I guess that's true.
Big Brother 20 had a bunch of crazy votes at the beginning, but other than that, like 22, 19, 18, even 17. I love 17, like 16. Like they're all like almost unanimous votes.
The first couple of votes that's how it is in Survivor too, though.
Yeah. So like,
people don't like doing it because they don't want to cause they don't want to be the first ones to put a target on themselves.
But that's what I mean. We don't need to see all the live votes. We don't need to have them be live. It's a lot
easier to put a target on yourself when there's other targets already made. Yeah. You know what I mean? They don't want to be the first one.
Yeah, and so we just don't need to see live votes. The first few weeks, take them away. I'll be fine with that. If you want to get a little diary room like to like Derek F and Tiffany who put the hinky votes, then that's fine. That's all we need to see. That's the only diary room session we need to see. Everybody else we don't need to see. That's it. Plain and simple.
And the one vote this time was
Derek F to but he told everybody he was going to do that. So and Frenchie didn't want to be voted out unanimously. He asked not to be.
Right.
I'm sure it's not the end of the world. It's one. It's like literally one, 2 votes. It's not the big deal.
No, especially if he's honest about it, people don't care. Right. They knew they did it out of pity.
We got a lot of Brittany this episode of her bars. Wicky woody woody whack. It was
not entertaining or funny. It was bad. I'm just not. She's just not. I don't know. She's not okay. It for me either. No.
I'm trying to think a good comparison to her.
Like I said to you earlier, she's definitely the children, attraction of the game. Like if children were to watch Big Brother, they would like Brittany. Do you know what I mean? Because she's animated and she's fun and she's loud and she dances and she's very young in that way. And I think that it was casting her was definitely the like young childish fan.
I don't
vote.
Yeah, it's just I don't think she's playing the game very well. She's not in any alliances really. I don't think. I think maybe one, But other than that, she's just kind of doing her own thing. And so like she's gonna be picked off here soon. And
Yeah.
next episode, next week or two, she's gonna be voted out. I don't think she makes jury.
I think a big letdown so far has been Alyssa.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, she's not it either.
Mm-hmm. She's been cuddling up with Christian. That's all we've gotten from her
Pretty
recently.
much, yeah.
She's been kind of like just chilling too. I'm hoping that things change, but she's just kind of been she's boring.
Yeah, she is
And
really boring.
and she's not doing much in the game either. She has an okay position. She has a much better position than Brittany. She's more active than Brittany, but that's not saying
Yes,
much because Brittany's
no.
not doing a ton. So yeah,
She needs to turn it around.
Yeah,
she 100% needs to turn it around.
Mm-hmm. And we got a little rap, and even Xavier is like, "Girl, it wasn't very good."
No, not at all. Xavier was that was so funny. He was like, "No, I really don't think Bree should do anything with anything." He's so honest. I love it.
Yeah, and we get to the votes. Frenchie is voted out. Was 11-1, so almost unanimous. Derek F's the only one who didn't vote for him.
His eviction speech was hilarious, dude.
Yeah.
You could just read it in his face. He knew that
I felt a little bad for him. I felt a little bit bad for him because you could tell he wanted to be there and wanted it, and you can't say that for everybody there. And so it was sucked that he really wanted it.
You can tell that he knew he fucked up. Yeah, you can tell he knew he fucked up.
But yeah, he gets a little speech and he's like, "Oh, give me hugs. We all came in like that." It's stupid. He thinks he made an impact in the game, which is hilarious. I think he's great TV. He's not a great player.
He literally just gave an example of what not to do. Do not do this. Like literally, that's the only thing he did. Like that's the only change he made on the game is, hey, just don't play like this and you'll make it farther. Like,
listen, he brought up the age of the older man. To be fair, he was the oldest guy in the house. But if he just played like Cody did last season and made alliances and stuck to a target, didn't flip flop, didn't say you're safe to everybody, and then betray them.
There are a lot of instances where the older guy goes home, but there's also a lot of instances where the older guy doesn't go home.
And he had a chance to make alliances and keep his word to people. And if he keeps his word to people, he's not in this position.
We've had two older guy winners, Adam and Dick. Chicken George made it far.
Adam was in his 20s.
Oh, was he?
Yeah.
Oh.
I think Dick is the only one to win that's above his 30s.
Oh, I think you're right. Yeah, because Dick was in his 40s when he won, by the way. So he was in his 30s. He was 44 when he won.
Adam was in his 20s when he won.
That's crazy. I didn't know that.
Yeah, so Dick is the only winner over 30. That's why I didn't that's why I was weary of Tiffany and Frenchie. But yeah, Frenchie had the opportunity to make solid alliances.
Dan was in his 20s too, right?
Dan was in his 20s too. Yeah. Dr. Will was in his 20s. I think Boogie was over 30.
Oh, that's right. Yep, that's true.
But those are the two only ones. Rachel was in her 20s.
But Chicken George made it far.
Mm-hmm.
Cliff made it far.
Mm-hmm.
Jerry made it far. Like you can't say that the older guy always gets the boo because it's not true.
He thinks
not true.
He thinks he changed the game. He didn't change the game. All he did was change. He just changed the idea of maybe first HOH wouldn't be the best.
Yeah, he tried to be so woke and it just didn't work.
No, and he's like, "Oh, I made a statement." No, you didn't. You made great TV and great feeds. That make a statement as a player.
Thanks for giving us a great 2 first weeks because usually the first 2 weeks of BB are boring, bro. So thank you for that.
I am upset that Frenchie is gone, but not because I am think he's a great player. I just think he made great television.
Yeah.
And entertaining TV. And I know he was going to be early out anyways. So I would just wanted to see one more crazy HOA train before he left. That's all.
Agreed.
Or if Derek F would have won while Frenchie was in there, it would have been just as maddening. It would have been crazy.
Oh God.
Yeah, Frenchie's.
It was a good second week. It really was. It was a good second week.
Oh, we gotta get to the HOH competition where Xavier wins. It's a memory competition. Tom Green is going out making a fool of himself in Canada, and they have to answer questions.
And they were like, "Do you watch Big Brother? What's that?"
I don't watch that show.
I don't watch that show.
I'm surprised they aired that.
They did it on purpose because they know that it's such like a niche. Like, you know what I mean? Like the average person does not watch Big Brother or Survivor. They're not going to watch it
No,
like they
Big
watch.
Brother. There's more average people who watch Survivor. I think there's way more
Yeah,
casual.
but
I think there's way more casuals for Survivor than there is Big Brother.
I agree with this statement, but people still don't watch. I mean, like, you don't talk to people every day who watch it. Like,
Yeah.
I'm trying to think of like a show that like everybody like Friends. You know what I mean? Like nobody like the sitcoms. It's not on the same level.
There's a lot of Survivor fans who aren't Big Brother fans. Majority of Big Brother fans are Survivor fans. So Big Brother is definitely more of a niche than Survivor is. But yeah, we get true or false competition. Xavier wins. Now, I think the consensus was it was going to be Brenton and Whitney throughout the house and the feeds. I think it'd be a terrible idea for Xavier to get out Brent.
Yeah.
I think he does. I think what Brent said was true. A woman needs to go because if another man goes, that's 3 in a row, and Xavier is not playing for HOH.
And since Xavier, you remind me again who was on Xavier's team who won. It would have been.
It was Alyssa, Christian, and who else? There's one more person. Sarah Beth, yeah. So
good team. That's my favorite team.
If I'm Xavier, I'm putting up 2 women and calling it good, and be like, hey, I had to get out a woman. It's only fair because if he gets out Brent this week, and let's say Claire wins next week, she's not going to put up a woman.
No, she's not.
She's going to put up.
No. She's gonna put up Derek. She's gonna put up like Derek X and Brent.
Derek X and Derek F and someone else. Like she's gonna put up 2 guys, most likely.
Whatever Tiffany tells her. I think Tiffany's gonna get Claire.
So
I do a little bit, or they're gonna team up together and whoop ass.
Well, yeah, they're a duo. You know that
they're a duo. I mean, I know that they're a duo, but I know that Tiffany is also close with Ozza too. So
yeah, I just if I'm Xavier, I'm getting out a woman this week. I think it would be dumb for him going into next week if he takes out a guy. It's gonna be odds that a woman's gonna win, and a guy'd probably go home again. The next thing you know, you're down a lot of numbers.
Yeah,
because like this is a lot of strong women. They could stick together.
How many seasons have we had where there's men that go the first 2 weeks?
I have to really think.
I bet not a lot.
I think Big Brother 20, because I think Steve 2020 or 2019, and then Swaggy.
Yeah.
Overall, though, I thought the week was fun. I'm very anxious to see what Xavier's gonna do because I could see him doing a Brent or Whitney, which I don't necessarily think it's the smartest move, but we can definitely see it happening. Do you I have high hopes for the season. It hasn't disappointed me yet so far. I hope you feel the same way.
I do.
Interest. It's good.
No, I'm not losing interest with this one. This is easier to watch for me than BB2. For sure. And we're almost done BB2. We have like 3 more episodes left, I think. Like actual episodes, not us episodes. But I think we only have 27 through 30 left to watch.
We have to record the other one.
Yeah, we got to record the other one, and then we're gonna finish it out, and then we're gonna be done, and then start Africa whenever we can. We are gonna have another host interview in between, so we will still be doing that.
We're not gonna rush into Africa. We're gonna get to it when we get to it because we were enjoying BB23.
Yep.
And it's taking a lot of time out. I'm sure once it gets a little slower, we'll be like, okay, we're ready to go.
I'm also going to be on vacation from the 16th of August to the 28th. So I will not be home. So I could try my best, maybe go live or something with you guys, but will be unavailable during that time.
That's just fair. You take your vacation.
I'll be in Colorado looking at the mountains. So
if you guys enjoyed what you guys watched, thank you guys for watching. Give us a like and subscribe. It means a lot to us.
Yeah, share to your page or share with friends.
Yes, join our Facebook page.
And we don't do it for fans. Like we don't care how many views we get. We just love doing it, but it's still fun to like have you guys talk to us about it and stuff.
Leave
like
a comment.
We love that.
It means a lot to us. Have a good night. Thank you guys for watching. We'll see you guys next time. Bye.